So as the year comes closer to an end, today I was specifically thinking about youth at school, especially those pupils that are leaving school. And it made me think of so many questions that I get whenever I do speaking engagements around the youth and school leaving pupils. Some are sure what they want to do, some know exactly where they want to go, some are not sure. Even at the last exam paper they write, they're not sure what they want to do with their lives or where they want to go study or whatever they want to do. So today specifically I want to just speak a little bit around exam, school leaving, the rest of your life for those pupils, youth that is in that space in their lives where they're about to leave 12 years of education, system, safety, so to speak. So first off, I want to say that the result that you're getting at your end exam might determine what school you can go to, or what exemption you might get, what advantage you might get where you're going straight after school. But that result, whether it's 60%, 50%, 80%, that does not determine who you are or who you can be the rest of your life. So that's very important. And I'm not saying that you don't have to pay attention. I'm saying still work hard and play your part. But whatever happens, that is a point in time. It is not who you are going to be the rest of your life. So we all know that you're going to finish school and you can have one or two choices. You can go study or you can go straight into work, into the working environment. Whatever decision you make, whatever you want to do, both of these areas do have its challenges. If you could be prepared for both, then you will have a bit of a head start and your life will be slightly easier. Regardless of whichever decision you make, whatever you do, 45% of all pupils going to study directly after school ends up leaving studies within the first year because either too difficult or they weren't sure this is what they're going to do and it's not their passion, they don't know what to do, and then halfway through the year they do not feel that this is specifically for them. That's also not an issue. If you go into a working environment, never ever in your life you've been faced for working 8 to 10 hours a day, get a paycheck at the end of the month, and now you have to treat that money as if you're a seasoned employee knowing exactly how to work with that money. And that is why 65% of all people working today is in so much debt that they cannot come out of it in 10 to 20 years. You also don't want to end up in that position. So from my side, I think very important is for you to be able to survive and stake your claim and to have a solid foundation when you are entering the study world or the grown-up world next year. Do the following. Firstly, educate yourself around certain skills that is going to save your life. I can't emphasize that enough. Firstly, you have to educate yourself around certain skills how to survive the grown-up life. Now there's a couple of skills, 5 to be specific, which includes your ability to speak, your ability to engage and communicate, your ability to sense whether somebody's talking the truth or they are lying. And it might sound like a simple thing, but so many people has been bamboozled as a result of not having the ability to read people and their body language and what they say. Which brings me to the next point, is that you must have the ability to understand the difference between a fly-by-night and a solid thing. Now, it's not something that you get overnight, but if you start to focus on that, understand that, and know how to conduct yourself and how other people are supposed to, contrary to how they are, you will sense that whether something is legit or not. So focus on a couple of life essential skills, and you can even ask your parents, and they will tell you which are the things that saved their careers and their lives many, many times over. That's the first thing. The second thing is, have plan A, B, and C, minimum. Now you might say, well, if I have a solid enough plan, there's no need to have a plan B or plan C. But remember, when you leave school, you're going into uncharted territory, whether it is studying further or going into a job or going in a gap year, whatever the case may be. You'll have a plan A, or you'll have an idea of a plan A. But like in life, even grown-ups, you can ask your parents, even grown-ups today have a plan B and a plan C, because you are not certain of anything all the time. It doesn't matter whether you got your degree, whether you have 10 years service, whether you even can win the lotto, you still need a plan B and C. So for practical purposes in your journey and in your life, always have a plan A, B and C at least. Not to say that you're not going to focus on plan A to work, but always understand that you're at risk no matter what. So please have a plan A, B and C. And then lastly, I think it's important to understand that there's a difference between obligation and dreaming. Einstein said that education is important, but imagination encumbers the world. So yes, you have to have education, you have to have experience, you have to build yourself, you have to do everything. But don't lose the ability to dream and be more than what you can be. Take the chances when you get them, regardless of the risk element you might face. Because risk is relative to how much you work, how much you put in, or whatever you're going to do with that. There will always be risk. But don't let today's doubt become tomorrow's blame. So I think if you combine those three things as you are leaving school or about to leave school, whether you have the plan, whether you have the skill, whether you have the ability to take chances or just live life, think about it. Know that you are one individual that's unique and can make this a success. So many people that I knew that had high hopes at school, and today they are below average in the lives they live. And some other people that didn't have much to offer at school are highly successful today. So whatever happens with you today, or this year, or this exam, or whatever, doesn't determine the rest of your life. It doesn't define who you are. So if you approach everything accordingly, you can be successful, and don't be intimidated by everything waiting for you. It is quite the journey, and you are going to enjoy it. Have a good day.